guys? Welcome back to the WWE Night of Champions. This was overall fairly good pay-per-view. The best match of the night was actually the very first match. It was the for the tag team titles. It was the Usos versus Goldust and Stardust, and the winner of the match was Goldust and Stardust. And so we got the new tag team champions. In this match, a lot of excitement. You know, a lot of high flying from the Usos as usual. You know, I was glad to see the titles change hands. The Usos have had it for a while, so it was good to actually see a good match out of Stardust and Goldust and see them win the titles. So that was definitely the match of the night. The next match was actually the United States title. It was Sheamus versus Cesaro, and Sheamus came out and got the win. You know, I'm not a fan of either one of these guys. And Cesaro, he actually used to be cool when he was a real American, but they really messed up his image whenever they switched him to the Heyman guy, and then he left Heyman and went off on his own. And so they just kind of ruined him. Not a fan of him right now. We'll see how his future goes, but this match was definitely just an all-out slugfest. You know, these guys, it was real physical match. Probably the most physical match of the night. It was definitely the most entertaining match that I've seen from both Sheamus and Cesaro in a while. The next match was the Intercontinental title. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. I'm a huge fan of Ziggler's. You know, this Damien Sandow and R. Ziggler, I mean, I guess the point of that was because Georgia Florida line was out there, so, you know, Damien Mizdow went out there and did a little skit with them. But I mean, I don't really see any purpose of them being in this like feud. I just don't see, like, you know, what's the point of it? I mean, to me, it's just pointless. It just took away from what Ziggler and Miz, you know, their rivalry was already good enough with just them two, you know. So I don't see why they threw them in there. But my thing is, I'm just so mad that, you know, Ziggler has been working hard, hasn't been getting the push that he's needed. He finally got it, and then they give it away to The Miz with this crap win that he did. You know, the little roll up holding the tights. It's like, come on, man. That's just so cheap. You know, I don't like that. It'd be totally different if he just won fair and square and just beat him straight up. Like, man, I'd be okay with that. But, you know, with Ziggler getting the push, being the champion, it's like I wish he could have held it for a little bit longer. The Miz came out and got it. So we'll see if their feud continues, or hopefully maybe they have some bigger plans for Ziggler. The next match was, it was supposed to be Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Unfortunately, you know, Roman Reigns had to have that emergency surgery, and this was actually a perfect time to come back. And these two guys, you know, they have great chemistry together, and you know, they can go ahead and have a match at any time with no preparation. Just because of the chemistry they have, and when they do, they always put on a very entertaining show. And I'm personally a huge Dean Ambrose fan. This wasn't technically a match, but I wish the Authority would have just stayed out, you know, and let Ambrose and Rollins go at it for a few more minutes. I mean, you know, that the whole crowd was into it. I was into it. You know, it's always good to see. But technically, Seth Rollins got the win on that one. Next is Mark Henry versus Rusev, and the winner ultimately was Rusev. But me personally, I'm still upset with the whole Jack Swagger situation. Swagger and Rusev had that feud around the 4th of July, and Jack Swagger, you know, he's considered the real American, you know, so that would have been a perfect match, perfect setup for Swagger to beat Rusev, the American versus Russia. And I mean, at the time, Swagger had, you know, all the momentum going for him, and then he dropped 2 to him. And I know they tried to build it up as Swagger, you know, not tapping out and passing out and all this and that junk. But my thing is, I would have loved to have seen Swagger beat Rusev at that time. You know, what really pisses me off is that the WWE is selling up all this USA, America versus Russia, building it up like USA, and then boom, they come out and let Rusev come and beat all of these guys, and then at the end of the dang match, he's sitting there throwing the Russian flag out, and I'm just sick of that, man. So I don't know. Maybe they'll have Big Show, which is crap. I don't want to see that. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd even love to see Swagger come back and get another shot at Rusev, only if he was to win. Other than that, I don't know. I'm tired of seeing Rusev out there. Next, we had a Chris Jericho versus Randy Orton. The winner was Randy Orton, and this match definitely was a filler match for the pay-per-view. I mean, it just developed like in the spur of the moment, and like last week on Raw or something. And it's like, where did this match come from, The match ended up being a little bit better than I expected, but the outcome of the match was totally predictable. As Jericho was on the top ropes, I was sitting there thinking, man, I know he's going to jump off, and I know Randy Orton's going to hit him with the RKO. And sure enough, that's what happened. So that was a little bit too predictable. And like I said, the match was just a little filler match. So wasn't, to me, very, very entertaining. The co-main event was the WWE Divas title. It was Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee versus Paige. And the winner was AJ Lee. And, it was actually a really good match for Divas. There was a ton of actions, and I like how the Divas, they went all out. They had that one big move off the top rope with all three Divas involved. That was pretty impressive for them. I know we've seen them moves with some of the, WWE superstars, but for the Divas to go up there and do that kind of stuff, very, very impressive. And just overall, it was a great performance for the Divas division. And the main event, WWE World Heavyweight title, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Okay, the winner of this match was John Cena, but he won via disqualification when Seth Rollins came out, Mr. Money in the Bank, and hit him with the briefcase. So John Cena technically won the fight, but still your WWE World Heavyweight Champion is Brock Lesnar. The match was actually, it was pretty good. There was a lot of back and forth. It definitely wasn't like SummerSlam where it's just a one-sided fight. The only thing that this match did, though, for me, was leave tons of questions, like, going forward. I just feel like the fans were robbed with this kind of ending. But I had been thinking, and I was pretty stumped on how the WWE creative would handle this match. And now seeing the outcome, it makes perfect sense because, Cena couldn't lose to Lesnar again. Lesnar, after that dominant performance and how they've been building him up and things like that, he couldn't lose. So, making him the winner but not the champion was definitely the best case scenario that could have happened. I'm looking forward to see, what's gonna, where Lesnar and Cena both are gonna go from here. What's the new feuds? Because definitely I do not want to see Lesnar and Cena 3, especially not back to back on pay-per-views. We'll see maybe if Seth Rollins, with Roman Reigns come out, maybe they had to throw a little curveball in there. And now Seth Rollins is going to join somewhere in that feud, something like that. So it'll be very interesting to see. I'll be definitely watching tomorrow on Monday Night Raw and see what happens from there. All right, well, thank you guys, man, for watching this. This was the WWE Night of Champions recap, and look forward to every month. We're definitely going to be doing every pay-per-view for WWE. We're doing every pay-per-view for all the UFC fights. I'm still doing the weekly FastCaps of the Dallas Cowboy games. I'm doing my NFL quick picks every week. So you guys just continue to like and subscribe, and I'll keep doing these, man.